in lock-in.
Yep.
But not well during Spring Split.
Oh,
and I think because they played bad during Spring Split, it's been lumped into his entire year being bad. But I do feel like he started strong, and maybe if they were having a lot of disagreements between Photon and Palafox, removing that could actually allow him to play a better game. Being really cope here, really Dignitas positive, but that's a possibility.
Hey, I mean, why not be positive? They got the win. They were behind for a lot of the game, but what matters is the tick mark at the end. That's in favor of Dignitas on our screen. Let's catch up on the pick and ban so far. It's Poppy, Skarner, Lee Sin banned away from Dignitas side, and no surprise, Lock with the Nocturne and the Vi ban from Sentinels because Dignitas having first pick. Locks off the table. I do not expect to see that this weekend. I think everyone's going to be banning that. So it is Syndra locked in for Denathor.
Yeah, a couple of, at this point, flex picks. So could be Syndra, Viktor, anywhere on the map at the moment. We saw very standard bot lanes and draft overall in game one, but I don't know if that is going to stay the same, especially with these two initial picks. Like, if you're going to first pick Syndra, you're almost always willing to flex it.
Exactly, yeah. Denathor's locking it in, but we expect that for Palafox or FBI.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you look around the world, like, expectation could be FBI, but if you're looking at Palafox's last performance and he says, slam me Syndra, I'm slamming him Syndra. I'm letting my mid laner pick it after that level of carry performance. The answer is Viktor and Bard on the side of Sentinel, so who he gets to pilot? Well, Bard.
Palafox Syndra, here it comes, because they're definitely just running a standard bot lane Lucian Milio.
Not even holding it as a flex is interesting. But what I will say is that if you didn't hold this as a flex, you kind of have to lock in top lane. Because if you pick your support, you don't know if you're going to be going AP with that. So I think going on along the lines of give Denathor the rookie top laner counter pick still could be the angle here. So I don't hate it, but it does mean the Dignitas are 2 games in a row now not going for the mage bot. 2 games in a row now, Sentinels not going for the mage bot. We have traditional AD carries for both of these comps.
Traditional bot lanes, traditional NA mid laners playing control mages against each other.
Yeah.
This is real League of Legends here, Kangas.
This is League of Legends as David Freak truly intended. This is League, baby. Does Freak season only... Oh, wait, what? Photo cards. We're opening a leak photo card.
No.
Oh, we're not going to watch it? No, we got to get the camera back. I got to know what they opened. Can you show it to me? Where are they? Okay, the camera's going back. Hopefully we get that back on camera. I got to know what they actually pulled. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got DARKWINGS.
Okay, beautiful.
HamBak, Impact.
Are those Sentinels specific player cards?
Oh,
that's awesome.
Look at the huhi. He's giving us the heart with the Teemo hat.
Now they can't get swept after that.
Is that a foil? Look, it's shiny. I think that's a foil.
Really nice.
Let's go. Can I get a Sentinels player pack? I need a booster pack. I got to talk to somebody at Sentinels after this.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. All right, well, there's a man on screen right there. He's going to be piloting the Bard, one of my personal favorite champions, not only to play, but also to cast. I just love how flexible that champion can be, and I honestly love it into things like the Milio, because you're able to catch out Milio out of position with your Temper Fate. Suddenly, that's a very dead, squishy support.
Yeah, can be a very good pick if you get ahead. I do think the Lucian Milio, though, has exceptional scaling, and we'll need to see a lot of damage coming through for the rest of Sentinels anytime you're running Jhin. Viktor himself does have exceptional scaling, so I already like that 1-2-3 for Sentinels.
Also want to highlight, typically a Jhin this early I don't love because you can just pick tanks into it, but I don't see Denathor locking in a tank.
Sure.
Maybe eXyu would. It hasn't been, in the meta for a while, but maybe something like a Sejuani. But like when I think of Denathor, I think of the counter pick. I'm like, I want him on a carry top laner. I don't want to see Denathor on these, more stable tanks. And they're going to save counter pick for impact on Sentinel side. So this puts Dignitas in an interesting position. Do they want to give Denathor one of his more carry-oriented top lane champions just to give him comfort on stage? Or do they say, no, let's lock in the beefy tanks to make this Jhin regret their decisions?
Yeah, and really interesting that HamBak just locks in the Qiyana right here. There were a number of jungle bans in the 4-5, but this is actually the pick he played in his LCS debut when they were playing Sentinels versus DSG. He won with it, hasn't played it since. He actually didn't look amazing on the Qiyana, but he won with it, so it counts.
He gave us so much hope that it's going to be crazy big. I guess Skarner kind of counts.
Denathor just has to blind pick, so they give him Gnar. I think it's a very safe, solid blind pick for him.
And it's still in his top 3. It was Camille, it was Gnar, it was Gwen, are the 3 that he's kind of known for coming in up from NACL. So if you're going to pick one of those as blind, I think Gnar does make a lot of sense. Let's see what the jungler is now for eXyu. Still some kind of frontline won't feel bad, but it's Pantheon. It's conditional frontline.
Very squishy team.
Yeah.
Right here. Got to be very timely with your engages. They're kind of relying on Syndra stun or a really timely Pantheon ultimate, so it's going to be tricky. Or he's going to have to play very well.
The rookie top laner to have a great Gnar game. If he's able to get in, land that Gnar ultimate, that could be also a tool to start off the fight. And that's a lot of pressure then, but also a lot of faith on a player like Denathor. So let's see if he's able to step up in the moment. Sentinels still have their counter pick in the top lane for Impact.
Okay.
What's the veteran going to play? And it's Malphite. Oh boy.
Sentinels is locked in onto Impact right now. It's really interesting. I read an interview from Impact earlier that what are his goals going into summer. He's like, I want to play more ranged top laners.
Yep.
And then here we get Cassante Malphite in the first 2 games. But again, a lot of physical damage. Palafox is Syndra, the only magic damage, so a pretty good slot to be able to pick the Malphite here if he's able to get ahead of the curve of the game, can become unkillable once again.
And I will say, Syndra, you know, not quite as good at going for the tankier build. So I'm imagining Palafox will have to go for more of a damage build here, and that means it could be susceptible to getting one shot by the Malphite engage of Qiyana, etc.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's kind of how this composition is supposed to work here for Impact. Like, he can stack armor, and then because of the immobility of Syndra, that's who they're trying to kill.
Yeah.
And then there's nobody to kill the Malphite.
Exactly.
So very nicely strategized with that Malphite pick.
Let's see if he's able to pull it off here. Sentinels down 0-1 in the best of 3 to start off summer split. They had a top 3 finish in lock-in, finished 5th out of 8 teams in spring. So a downward trajectory. They're hoping to correct that course now as Dignitas picking up a game win and potentially their first series win since the lock-in tournament. Putting a lot on the back of Denathor, the rookie top laner, to find those engages, to find the avenues in for the team to follow up, and Palafox in his summer split here to have another big carry performance. Let's see if Dignitas can pull it off or if Sentinels can put some brakes on the hype train of Dignitas. Sentinels versus Dig, game 2.
Very underwhelming game 1 for Sentinels. They had the lead, couldn't quite close out the game. Do not want to drop this opening best of 3 to Dignitas. And Dignitas would love to get a win. They were unable to get a win throughout all of spring. But we're not in spring anymore. We're in fact in summer. Could be Palafox summer. We'll have to see.
All right, well, I just requested something from production because I'm going to also request another thing. We got to run.
It's a lot of requests.
It one more time.
We got to run.
The Palafox summer.
It is Palafox.
Is it true that it's Palafox summer? And I have a question for Twitch chat because everybody on the broadcast, everybody on social media, my own family brought it up.
They were like, I can't believe Palafox is still
You're pretty wrong about Shopify Rebellion. But then, hey, look at this. This next take, Palafox summer. Is it true? I'm going to ask for a Twitch poll right now. Let's see if the fans believe me.
That's a good request.
It is Palafox summer now.
Is it Palafox summer, yes or no?
Yes or no. Simple question, simple ask. Let's ask Twitch.
You have to decide now. You have to be a prisoner of this moment.
No, you cannot wait till after the game. In fact, let's not even wait another few moments, as he's already taken a big chunk from DARKWINGS.
If this works out, and if Dignitas is back, it would just be crazy. Because they've had such a long run of finishing last place. And eXyu giving an interview with the week left in spring split, saying as a team you either need to like each other or respect each other, and this team has neither. You feel like the wheels are falling off. You think either eXyu or Palafox is gone for sure. But if they've managed to work through it, if they've switched out Photon for Denathor, if their team cohesion and vibes are better, we heard some of their comms, they're laughing during close, stressful late-game team fights. It would actually be such an incredible turnaround. But we'll also see if I'm just being a complete Game 1 Andy. Game 1 of the summer split. Haven't seen this team play for over a month.
And a reminder, they also
were almost lost that game 1
for the majority.
They gave up Soul.
That's the best
it's
part
not
of
like
this
they
entire
stopped.
hype that we have. It's like they were like one team fight away from just losing that one. I'm also hearing that the Twitch poll has concluded 51% agreed. Yes, it's Palafox summer. Let's go, baby. That's a majority. That counts.
It is a majority. They'd win the election with that.
It would.
In fact.
Yeah. Palafox for president. As right now he teleports back into the mid lane here. Picks up just the refillable potion and the amp tome. As eXyu actually went for an invade here. He's going to be spotted out by HamBak. Was going for the reset as now they're just going to be scrapping with each other. That's a red buff for HamBak and no red buff for eXyu, but still able to just push him back because Palafox was there much earlier than DARKWINGS was.
But now DARKWINGS is back and HamBak is an item up. This is a relatively risky invade.
Yeah, the HamBak actually went for the reset already.
Nice
As
little
eXyu
yoink.
actually will be able to take away some of the camp and get out to safety. Now let's see if you can actually go for the reset here, because huhi's even walked up. HamBak could just look for his own invade, but with no camps topside, I imagine eXyu should be fine. He's going to go for the reset. I don't think he saw that blast cone. Oh, HamBak's just going to reset too.
Gnar is missing, so HamBak can't really go from the edge. It ends up being a really nice play for Dignitas. Not only do they just yoink the Raptor to take it out of smite range, for eXyu, they wasted a bunch of HamBak's time, and then also huhi's Bard Roam ends up coming over and doing pretty much nothing, so they ended up getting a whole bot wave in as well. It's a small little win for Dig.
Not too bad to start things off. Doesn't net a big gold lead, but hey, it's at least a early game advantage for them. Also, early game advantage for Denathor. He's got the ranged matchup into the Malphite. Until the Malphite can get enough armor, it can be tough. And a reminder that this is an official update on Impact with his debuts versus rookies, or rather rookies' debuts versus him. That's the second win. Denathor is the second top laner to ever debut and beat Impact in his debut. As HamBak's going for a play mid lane here. eXyu's matching, and HamBak should be fine, able to get out without burning Flash.
So party in the mid lane with these two control mages, seeing who can get the most mid-prio. DARKWINGS kind of building up a decent CS advantage here with Palafox having no TP and taking another recall on this cannon wave. Won't lose too much, but it is going to definitely put DARKWINGS in a good spot so far. Yeah,
basically the top advantage for Denathor is the same as the mid advantage here for DARKWINGS when you look at that CS. See how much of this mid lane Palafox is able to catch as it's the cannon wave, so should be able to get all of this. Steals away the cannon, and will just take that for himself. Now Denathor hits level 6. Impact did a big trade onto him right there as he TP'd back into the lane. Denathor will go for the ultimate and actually gets the unstoppable onslaught out from Impact. So interesting. Okay.
Yep. No ult down for Impact. I mean, he's not trying to dunk the Gnar early. Gnar's definitely going to have the range advantage early on into a Malphite. He's got the Warden's Mail already. He's going to be stacking up more and more armor. The fact that he's only down 12 CS, you can definitely use your first ultimate defensively before making anything happen.
Yeah, for sure. Unstoppable Force has a pretty, reasonable cooldown as well, so it's not going to be gone for that much longer. But decent record here you see for Denathor as a Tier 2 player. Had a positive win record on the Gnar. And again, when you're looking at his champ pool, whatever he could blind pick, this does make the most sense. So let's see if he's able to translate that positive win rate now to the LCS, because Tier 1's very different. Not a lot of rookies have been able to make that transition as FBI is going for a trade onto Rahel, who he's getting some damage in as well onto the AD carry. So Dignitas take the worst of that trade.
Impact trying to punish Denathor here, manipulate the wave, while eXyu is making a play bottom. Very smart veteran play there by Impact. Just hold the wave, freeze it, deny several minions, and catch up in CS.
And that's what Impact's known for. It's just safe laning as well as the tank play that he's been pulling out so far in this series. Resets coming in for Dignitas. IgNar's not able to get it off in the alcove, so delayed slightly. And Sentinels are just going to keep being annoying, stopping these resets. Low mana for both bot lanes, but Sentinels should be able to get this wave in. IgNar will stop the Deadly Flourish from preventing the back from FBI, so now FBI can get back in faster and catch this next wave.
Yeah, I know this is a bit of a strange thing to say about Impact, but I feel like he is the most insanely good laner in losing matchups.
Yeah?
Like, I think his laning is criminally underrated when he's in losing matchups. So, because, like, how do you become such a good weak side tank player? It's because he's always relevant in the game. That's often because he just knows how to lose as gracefully as possible and also find windows to get back in the game when he's actually not stronger. I don't think the strength of his is to take winning matchups and carry the game, but his laning in the inverse of having a winning matchup is insanely good.
As currently, he's only one wave behind the Gnar in this matchup. Denathor will be building towards that Black Cleaver first, you have to imagine. I mean, I guess maybe Triforce, but I still feel like against all that armor, you're going to want some of that shred. But Phage completed regardless, as he's actually rotating down the river here. Flash out from DARKWINGS as the Grand Starfall is used, as eXyu looked like he was going for the stun, and DARKWINGS still trying to walk away, but is not able to get out of there, and that's Denathor with first blood.
Really nice play there. It's actually a old school League tactic. If the enemy is freezing the wave, leave.
Yeah.
And go make something happen. Palafox gets the flash out of DARKWINGS early, which guarantees that eXyu is going to be able to flash stun once he ults in. And then they kind of brought the farm to get the kill onto DARKWINGS. Cost them a bit. They're going to do an objective trade right now, but I think that's still advantage Dignitas.
Yeah, eXyu's going to get the grubs. Denathor got the gold from the kill, so even though he left the lane, and Impact's able to catch up and is now even in the CS department, first kill gold is pretty nice for Denathor.
Absolutely. Going to try and be as powerful as possible on the Gnar, already make something happen.
eXyu's going to go for another
battle in the
invade
racket pit once again.
On a HamBak. Yeah, I mean, DARKWINGS went all the way down as HamBak's going for the ultimate onto eXyu, trying to take the trade here. eXyu's trying to just get his mid laner to join in, throws up the Aegis Assault, and is not able to prevent the damage at the tail end. Impact, meanwhile, engage onto Palafox, and that is 2 kills for Sentinels.
Whew, that is a solo kill.
Yep.
For HamBak. I'm not sure if eXyu's E was on cooldown, but he's unable to block basically any of the damage by HamBak. And then, because Palafox, with no flash, was moving up the river to try and defend him, he ends up dying as well. So all the good work that eXyu and Palafox had done up until this point kind of goes away with HamBak finding that play.
Yeah. Edge of Ishtel perfectly timed there from HamBak right at the end of the Pantheon E, so that the damage immunity is not able to keep him alive. Let's take another look at that. I believe he should have had it here.
Yeah, eXyu has everything at the start of this play. HamBak just gets the stun. Waits a little bit. Grabs the rock again. And eXyu was pretty much just stun locked for a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then Impact able to just get the unstoppable force down. He just shoved in the wave. He's on his own timer. Palafox ends up falling.
And even if, yeah,
that's a tilter as a mid laner. When your jungler dies, you try and help him out, and it costs you your lane as well.
Especially when it's the inverse of what just happened moments before. Palafox used his flash to follow up on DARKWINGS, and his top laner roamed. This time doesn't have flash. Impact roams and is able to capitalize on Syndra. No mobility. We talked about the importance of that earlier. And Impact gets a kill for himself. HamBak gets a kill for himself. It's now 2-1 in favor of Sentinels with close to a 1,000 gold lead at the end of all the plays. It's really just Denathor currently that's ahead for Dignitas still.
Absolutely. Going to be trying to split push as much as possible on the Gnar, because the Malphite will still be a big force in a lot of these team fights. And Kangas, I hope this isn't the end of Dignitas Summer.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a
I hope Palafox
very quick,
Summer isn't over.
Very short-lived summer.
Over just like that.
That'd be the worst summer break ever.
See if we can pull this one back, but...
FBI, let's see if he's able to get back here. As Temper Fate will go down onto the turret, buying the time for the dive. HamBak easily picks that one up. Sentinels pull off the kill and get a magical journey to safety. They're out of there.
Perfect crime. Beautiful play by huhi and HamBak. Some support jungle synergy on the dive right there. Turn the turret off. Kill everyone, go through the magical journey, and Mastercard Power Spike item. Denathor does have the Black Cleaver. He's going to need it to cut through all the armor of Malphite with the Frozen Heart.
It helps in that solo lane as well as in the team fights, because if FBI wants to do damage, if eXyu wants to do damage, you want that Cleaver to shred through. As now, play in the mid lane here, supreme display of talent! On to Palafox. HamBak got a killing spree as the coach laughs along. HamBak's giving us some highlight reels right now on the Qiyana. huhi roams top lane as Denathor will look for the solo play onto Impact. Gnar ultimate to the wall, but with huhi slowing him down.
Ooh.
Tries to flash, but Impact still lands the ultimate. Denathor in a lot of trouble, but he's got the wave. He's trying his best to get out of Impact, and it's just not meant to be. Impact with the kill.
Did Impact flash predict Malphite out there, like ult far enough behind him that if he flashed backwards, he's going to be able to hit it? I think he did, to find the actual kill on that onto Denathor. So everything just breaks right for Sentinels. After HamBak finds the solo kill in the jungle, he's able to go in, punish Palafox. They make the beautiful dive bottom lane, and then huhi on the roam is able to get them winning at the top lane as well.
I gotta say, stocks are pretty high for Emily Rand's way too early summer split predictions here. huhi's all over the map. HamBak's popping off. These two are making work happen. Let's take another look at that top lane play.
Yeah, and let's watch this one more time. I've been told they're going to give a slow motion on the Malphite Unstoppable Force. Is it outplay or misplay? I think that's an outplay.
Yeah.
He goes right through him, but he's clearly clicking past him as Denathor tries to flash backwards and still gets hit.
If you do that ult and Denathor chooses to walk back to the right, not going to work.
I go... No flash, no.
Yeah.
I go where, Palafox?
No, that's how it feels when Fed Qiyana comes in your lane.
True.
It just... If Qiyana gets on you and you're immobile, you have no way to play.
Ooh, another dive attempt here as Denathor
has
the turret behind him, and HamBak was not able to get close enough.
Too tanky.
Curtain call used, only the 4-shot will land. Yes, too tanky. Impact is here, though. They could look to force it. 5 seconds until the unstoppable force. Malphite could just hard commit, not going to go for it as top lane. Now DARKWINGS has to back off from that turret. It could be a race for first turret. Teleport coming in from Sentinels into the bottom lane. They're teleporting DARKWINGS down there. But top turret's in some trouble here. I think Sentinels would win this race, though, because top turret did not take a lot of turret plate damage.
Well, it was a nice defense there by Denathor to at least buy a lot of time and then run away. DARKWINGS would have been counter-dove in the top lane, so that's why he backed up. And they're just redeploying right now because Impact is going to defend this turret now with his teleport overshield, and DARKWINGS is going to be able to keep collecting plate gold on bot lane.
Actually, very efficient TP at the end of the day from DARKWINGS. He's able to get a full wave. He gets some of the plates. They get the dragon as well, but now a deep TP play from Dignitas into the bottom red side tri-brush. The turret's low. HamBak's going to go for the dive here. They actually have the damage on a rampage. Goes HamBak as Denathor dies before the TP can even get in range. Palafox is there, but DARKWINGS is out of there. Meanwhile, mid lane, FBI's looking for some damage here onto Rahel. Colleen did a lot of work, but not enough to get the kill. Flash out from DARKWINGS, flash fall from Palafox. DARKWINGS is not out of enemy territory yet. Caught out in the bottom jungle as he will go down.
DARKWINGS falls at the end, but the sequence overall is still very good for Sentinels. You can see they've opened up a 4,000 gold lead. Crucially, Rahel didn't die in the mid lane right there. You can actually see objective bounties are on. That's how far ahead Sentinels is after that sequence. Taking down the top turret and also having the 2 Drakes.
And that's got to be tough. You can see on Denathor's face there on the player cam, I think a little bit of frustration for the rookie top laner. If he had just stayed alive on that bottom turret dive and had the space, bought the time for Palafox to come in, that could have been a much, much better play. But end of the day, not going to find it. Palafox will just get the one. But a reminder for everybody at home, if you have not yet, the LCS Championship is going to Gas South Arena in Atlanta, and tickets are available now. Scan that QR code so you can go watch Jatt live for gasoline somewhere. We're going to do something with gas. We haven't decided yet.
It's all gas, no brakes.
All
I'm
gas,
not
no
going to
brakes.
pour gasoline on people.
But what if we did like a whole, I don't know, do you know how to ride a motorcycle?
You do.
I do.
So you could do motorcycle stuff with gasoline.
Well, what if we all did motorcycles? I could teach the whole crew.
Well, then I'm going to die because I don't know how to ride a motorcycle.
I think you'll be fine. The Herald started up here by Dignitas. Sentinels are in the neighborhood. FBI gets chunked to about half health and is fine for right now. Dignitas will get the Herald, and they might get out of here as Impact coming in from the top lane and taking some damage from eXyu and Denathor, and his health bar barely moved. So that is a very tanky, armor-heavy Malphite.
Yeah, the shield from Malphite's passive, he has 313 armor when he hasn't taken damage for a little bit. Really hard to break that shield.
Sentinel support, though, huhi might be out of position. He's able to take the magical journey to safety, throw out the Tempered Fate to buy some time. So ult down for the Bard, as he was very far forward trying to get some vision control.
Okay, this is a very similar situation to what Sentinels was in game 1, and they need to be able to close this game. So they have 2 Drakes, they have objective bounties, they have a ton of gold on HamBak. He needs to be the one to carry them to victory because he was really able to get a large lead for them in game 1. They were sloppy enough around objectives and team fighting, they gave over enough bounties and gold that they then eventually got outscaled. So Sentinels might get a little locked up here if it's going to be game 1 all over again. Let's see if they can close it out.
And so far, HamBak has been able to just style. Like every time he shows up somewhere, there's dead bodies of Dignitas marking the graves. And there's not a lot of lockdown. I mean, there's Pantheon, there's the Syndra, and then, I mean, maybe if IgNar's able to land the Ultra Mega Fire Kick, but like, I'm not seeing a lot of tools to really just immediately shut down the Qiyana outside of eXyu point and click stun. So I think it's also going to be a lot on eXyu to try and find where HamBak's approaching from and make sure that they stop the Qiyana from just one-shotting. Because we've seen Qiyana one-shot Denathor and Palafox, and I have to imagine Lucian would also get one-shotted.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best bet you have to mark him is going to be Denathor, which is difficult then because then who is really marking the Malphite? You're kind of telling Pantheon to do that. So it's a difficult puzzle for them to solve. But for now, I do believe Sentinels are just playing the lanes until the Drake and hoping that Dignitas enters the river poorly.
HamBak's now 2 items completed. Almost 100% kill participation in a very close position, or similar position in game number 1 around this time. But right now, let's see if he's able to actually transition that into that win. 45 seconds for that Dragon. This is when you usually start to see teams set up for the objective that they want to go for it. Sentinels already have 2. This would be their 3rd, putting them on sole point. So fully expect HamBak to clear these top camps, head straight down towards the bottom side already. huhi is getting vision priority around the area. That's a lot of red wards in the bottom river.
It is. It's likely that Dignitas would concede this one. They currently have no way of living through the engage from Sentinels. I think there is a point, like, with a very burst-heavy team that Sentinels is, Malphite, Qiyana, Jhin CC, if they mess up their engage somehow, that's the window for Dignitas to be able to win. But that kind of requires stopwatches or Zonias, and they have none of those things at the moment.
Or it requires making a pick in the side lane before the objective. I don't think the front-to-back's going to favor them very much, as HamBak's actually hovering around the mid lane right now. FBI could be in some danger. Flash available for the Qiyana. IgNar's behind FBI, but still has to relentless pursuit to safety to the turret. HamBak will just walk down towards that Dragon. I wanted to highlight the fact of the side lane plays because DARKWINGS had no flash. You have Pantheon ult for eXyu. Maybe if DARKWINGS is ever kind of too far forward, you can make the play onto him. But as of right now, it's Sentinels trying to make the play. Palafox flashed on by HamBak and just taken out immediately. DARKWINGS with the kill credit from the laser, but HamBak doing the majority of that work. Sentinels are the ones to make the pick.
Doesn't even use Qiyana ult. Doesn't need it.
Nope.
Yep. I can see Palafox kind of adjusting his hair there. That's about all you can do to outplay that one, aside from waiting in your Nexus, in which case the game ends anyway.
And it's feeling like that's the direction that we're going here. This is only 20 minutes into the game and a 5,000 gold lead, close to at least for Sentinels, as now the Grand Starfall used by eXyu is going to go through the magical journey because huhi just got Rahel straight out of the danger zone that is the Pantheon. In comes Denathor, though. They're trying to continue the chase down, but huhi gets out with the flash. Dignitas just can't make the pick happen. Dragon, meanwhile, went over to Sentinel, so they got the objective and they get out. That was Dignitas' first look at really using that Pantheon ultimate outside of the first, 5 minutes when they made that play out of DARKWINGS, and that time they did not get a kill.
Yeah, but I agree. With the first tweet there, HamBak is just crushing. Captain Flowers also in our Twitch chat.
Woofing on the dog.
HamBak is woofing on the dog. Absolutely is. Skarner got banned. He's just going to have to pull out Qiyana.
Well, that must have been
was a game one tweet.
Game 1, yeah.
He was until he wasn't.
Uh-huh. So what's he doing now, Captain Flowers, on the Qiyana? He's, I don't know, what's Qiyana's whole thing? She's got like the little circle blade as now the engage comes in from Impact, trying to dive between the turrets here. The first turret will fall in the mid lane as eXyu's caught out in his own jungle. Sentinels, the entire rift belongs to them. They'll take the turret and the kill. And Dignitas are still reeling, man. They just cannot deal with what HamBak is giving them right now. As now some damage comes in. They take the magical journey. Sentinels are trying to get onto Dignitas in the mid lane. Rooted up onto the carry. FBI's out of there. Impact on a killing spree as Rahel lands a deadly flourish to set it all up. Sentinels get 2, and they're looking at Baron.
Very nice game from Sentinels to this point. Played with a lot of control. So much of it does revolve around HamBak. 8 out of 9 on the kill participation. huhi has also been everywhere with the Bard. And Dignitas really trying to defend this one. They have pretty good Gnar timing. It's probably worth an attempt.
Yeah, Denathor is close to hitting that rage bar. Not going to go for the steal, but they're going to go for the big engage. Denathor's into the pit, trying to take down HamBak. He's able to get him. Baron is secured by Sentinels, but the jungler's down, the top laner's down. Dignitas get 2 as a big shutdown comes in for the jungler. Now Grand Starfall used to stop the retreat path. He's able to lock down the mid laner. DARKWINGS in trouble. Aegis Assault is used to block all the damage, but a great stun from huhi denies the rest of Dignitas from following up. So it's only going to be the 2 kills for Dig.
But some big kills. That was a max bounty that Rahel had. So the gold lead does swing a little bit back for Dignitas, and it's just a little risky with HamBak being in the back of the pit, taking a lot of damage from the Baron. And then you can see Denathor just no hesitation, flies in the back and just kind of chain CCs him down, very close to having a chance of stealing this Baron as well. You can see HamBak focusing on the Baron. Impact actually cues the Baron to help them get that smite in before the 1,080 gold goes over to Denathor, and another shutdown going over to eXyu with the kill onto Impact's Malphite.
If there was just like 1 more auto worth of damage from Denathor, maybe you kill HamBak before he can smite away the Baron.
It's an objective bounty. Things could get really crazy.
Yeah, eXyu was very close too, so he would have been able to maybe get in range. Just smites, flash smite that one away. But as it stands, it's just going to be a couple kills for Dig. Sentinels still get the Baron, but that is a big negative Baron power play. Currently, negative 2,000. Let's see if DARKWINGS can get some of that gold back here in the bottom lane, taking this tier 2 turret. Not going to happen right now on this wave. So Dignitas actually getting some gold back in their pockets.
They absolutely are. 90-second timer for Sentinels. Waiting for that Infernal Soul. A little bit of a hiccup, but they did technically get the Baron. So DARKWINGS able to use these empowered minions to collect turret gold, make it a little bit better that they gave over a basically 1,100 gold bounty to Denathor.
That was so much gold picked up by the top laner here. Now 2 items completed, has the Sterix alongside the Black Cleaver. So Denathor is going to be a bigger frontline threat as he's getting TP'd on in the top lane. He got some damage on impact. He's in the Mega form, trying to jump away, slowed by the Seismic Shard. DARKWINGS throws a laser at him, but Denathor is back to safety. So TP down for DARKWINGS.
Pretty risky if they chase Pantheon, though.
Now eXyu just going to fly over the top and get straight in onto DARKWINGS. Throws down the gravity field and is able to turn it back around. Temper Fate lands onto eXyu as the rest of Dignitas were trying to get away. eXyu now in trouble as HamBak over the wall just deletes Palafox yet again. And HamBak can do no wrong. The double kill for the jungler. Talent supremely displayed there as Sentinels will win another team fight.
I mean, they win the team fight. They might win the game. That was 4 kills. We're only 24 minutes in, so the respawn timers are low enough, but that just brings them right back into completely dominating this one. Just a perfect engage by HamBak, followed up by Impact with the follow-up. So it all starts when eXyu says, I think I can make a play. They then chase up too far, and they really lose track of this guy in the corner. The full lethality Qiyana right next to the wall. Palafox instantly one-shot into 2-man unstoppable force from Impact. There's no way that Dignitas has enough damage. It wasn't even the Malphite that needed to get the pick onto the Syndra, but if they're killing Syndra first, then no one can kill the Malphite, and they can walk over any team fight.
DARKWINGS got the double, HamBak got a double, 4 fall on Dig, and they didn't even get the member that they were looking for. Now, back to live, Dragon's Soul being worn by Sentinels. The game is still going, but that is a 9,000 gold lead plus Dragon's Soul, so I cannot imagine it will go for much longer. Yeah, and you can see just like Dignitas hasn't had a chance to fight back. The highest damage on the team being 10,000 damage, that's a really low amount of damage in a 25-minute game. Temper Fate from huhi, flash onto Palafox, flash response. Palafox is able to dodge around it. FBI is trying to get away from HamBak, but he can't hit the blast cone! He goes down, HamBak with another double kill. Diving under the mid turret, making a triple. Can they give him the penta? There's an angle for it. If Sentinels want to gift their jungler, quite a start to Summer Split. It looks like they're just going to go for the game instead. The turret will fall, the inhib will fall after. Waiting for the next wave to come in. It will be a 2-man defense from Dignitas under the Nexus turrets. Denathor and IgNar trying their best, but Sentinels are just too strong. 10, 1, and 3 for HamBak on the Qiyana. What a performance from Sentinels. What a performance from their jungler. Game 2, go Sentinels.
Let HamBak cook, man. That Qiyana was impressive. His Nefiri was also exceptional in the early game of Game 1, so HamBak really doing his best to put out some carry performances. He's going to be my player of the game.
I would have to agree.
Pretty hard to argue when every fight starts with him just one-shotting a carry.
Yep.
But we'll see if the lounge has any dissent. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's any dissent.
Really? Just for the sake of dissent.
You thought about it.
Yeah,
you thought about it. I saw your face.
An angle. There was no angle.
We're so HamBak.
Yeah. I should not laugh at all to that.
Especially because we had already said it.
Yeah, we already said it. Why do you?
I had made it purposeful to not say it on broadcast.
Actually, it makes it funnier.
Yes, I was like, it's
the less funny it is, the more funny it becomes.
True. I was like, it's too corny. Emily?
I'm laughing. Yeah,
not corny enough.
I actually read some corny reads from our producers too. They thought that was going to change in teleprompter. I did not change.
It's like when a movie is just like kind of bad, it's a terrible movie. But when a movie is really bad, it's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. And my God, HamBak absolutely cooked eXyu. I felt, not even just him. Yes, you can get one shot by the Qiyana, or you can get 2 shot with the Malphite behind him.
Yeah.
I thought the composition was great.
Yeah, and speaking of cooking, let's break it down. This week's Pagoda moment. Impact with his predict on the flash from Denathor, showing he still got it.
He still got it. The one thing that was surprising to me was that he was mid-wallop animation and he sends the Malphite ulti anyways when you're locked out of the flash. So I was like, what happens if he just doesn't flash? It was actually pretty close too.
Yeah.
So I was actually really impressed with the predictor. That was one of the best predicts I've seen in a little bit.
And it got actually pretty close. So if he does actually flash it, you know, and avoids the ult, maybe he can win in a 1v2. It's hard to know. I think what Impact was trying to do is like basically overlap the hitbox so that if he doesn't flash, you can tag him with the back of it. And if he does flash, he kind of flashes into the front of it. Obviously, if you can see exactly where he's going, you can maybe flash the side, but that's so hard in the moment when it's a point blank Malphite ult.
Yeah.
You kind of have to insta flash as soon as you see the animation.
Yeah, exactly. Spam chat with the Pagoda emote if you guys see a Pagoda moment worthy of play. I want to return to HamBak because
he's had a lot.
Another person that was up there in that top lane at the same time was huhi, and I had an incredible hot take where I said HamBak and huhi were going to be the best jungle support duo.
Oh, but is this
in the
HamBak?
LCS. This is HamBak cooking eXyu.
Or is it Malphite?
As you said. Malphite is also there.
Okay.
But he, like, Qiyana is something that I feel like a lot of people see the Qiyana locked in, they're like, I don't know. I don't know if you're aggressive enough to pull this off, right? I don't know if you're willing to go for enough plays. And people are sometimes often unsure as to whether there's enough setup. It felt like half the time HamBak was finding his own setup.
He is the setup.
But to your point, Isaac, this was also just such a great composition from top down that really worked cohesively. And then, yeah, he was just absolutely murdering people, had no problem getting in on the back line.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a really, really well played game. It's funny because we were talking about this when they first locked in Qiyana in the draft, and you're like, you know, like, you know, if you're not Tarzan, is it going to work and stuff? But then we were talking about it, and I think it is something that can fit his play style, right?
Yeah.
I do feel like he is one of those crazy guys who wants to play in your face, who wants to look for his own plays. I feel like a lot of the great Naafiri players are also going to be good Qiyana players. You are looking for kind of similar angles. And he's just been playing so well. And I feel like the Malphite was a great pick here too from Impact. This is something that I've been trying to sell top laners on for a while.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like against a lot of the meta blinds, it is very, very strong. When you're thinking about Gnar and Jace, which are two of the most common meta blinds, I think you have good 1v1 lane matchups into both of them. We're also seeing a ton of mages bot and mid that are low mobility champions that don't have a lot of safety. If you don't have flash against Malphite, it can be incredibly hard to play. So I feel like this champion really is being overlooked, and I like seeing it come out in a situation like this. You're playing against Syndra, doesn't really have any mobility, it's flash or death, and you're playing against Gnar, which if you get the lane in a good state, you can actually threaten solo kills and start to build CS advantages.